The solar system. The giant among the giants. Lesson outcomes. The students should be able to identify the difference between terrestrial planets and gas giants. The students should be able to compare and contrast related planets from the solar system. The students should be able to explore the sun's and planets' unique features, including their size, atmosphere, and compositions. The heart of our solar system. The magnificent sun. Let's take a closer look at our magnificent sun. It's absolutely huge. Its diameter is a whopping 1.4 million kilometers. That's like lining up almost 870,000 Earths side by side. And it's incredibly massive too. Its mass is about 1.989 times 10 to the power of 30 kilograms. A number so big it's hard to even imagine. Even though it feels close, the sun is actually about 149.6 million kilometers away from Earth. On its surface, the temperature reaches a scorching 5,500 degrees Celsius. That's hot enough to melt almost anything. The sun is classified as a G-type main sequence star. It's mostly made up of hydrogen, about 74%, and helium, about 24%. There are also tiny amounts of other elements like carbon, oxygen, and nitrogen. Now, let's meet the fascinating family of planets that orbit our sun. We can divide them into two main groups, the terrestrials and the gas giants. The terrestrials are the four planets closest to the Sun: Mercury, Venus, Earth, that's us, and Mars. They are called terrestrial because they are mostly made of rock and metal, just like Earth. Further out, we have the gas giants: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. These planets are huge and mostly made up of gas, like hydrogen and helium. They don't have a solid surface like Earth does. Let's start our planetary tour with the speedy planet Mercury, the closest planet to the Sun. So, just how big is Mercury? Its diameter is 4,880 kilometers. That's about 2/5 the size of Earth. And it's not very heavy either. Its mass is 3.3 times 10 to the power of 23 kilograms. Being the closest planet to the Sun, Mercury is just 57.9 million kilometers away from it. A day on Mercury is super long. It takes about 59 Earth days for it to rotate once on its axis. But its year is really short. It only takes about 88 Earth days to go around the Sun once. Now, get this, the temperature on Mercury can swing wildly. It can go from a freezing -173 degrees Celsius at night to a scorching 427 degrees Celsius during the day. Finally, Mercury has a very thin atmosphere, mostly made up of tiny amounts of helium, hydrogen, and oxygen. Next up, we have Venus, often called Earth's sister planet. But don't be fooled by the nickname. Venus is a world of scorching heat and crushing pressure. Let's find out why. Venus is almost the same size as Earth, with a diameter of 12,104 kilometers. Its mass is also pretty close to Earth's, at about 4.87 times 10 to the power of 24 kilograms. It orbits the Sun at a distance of 108.2 million kilometers. Now, here's where things get weird. A day on Venus is longer than its year. It takes a whopping 243 Earth days to spin once on its axis, but only 225 Earth days to orbit the Sun. And the real shocker. The surface temperature on Venus is a scorching 467 degrees Celsius. That's hot enough to melt lead. Why is it so hot? It's because of its thick atmosphere, which is mostly made up of carbon dioxide. This creates a runaway greenhouse effect, trapping heat and making Venus the hottest planet in our solar system.
And now, let's turn our attention to our home, the beautiful planet Earth. It's the only planet we know of that supports life, and it's constantly changing and evolving. Let's explore what makes Earth so special. Earth is the largest of the terrestrial planets, with a diameter of 12,742 kilometers. It's also the densest planet in our solar system, with a mass of 5.97 times 10 to the power of 24 kilograms. We orbit the Sun at a distance of 149.6 million kilometers, which is just the right distance to have liquid water on our surface essential for life. A day on Earth is 24 hours long, that's how long it takes us to spin once on our axis. And a year on Earth is 365.24 days, that's how long it takes us to travel all the way around the Sun. Earth is made up of a variety of elements, with iron, oxygen, and silicon being the most abundant. Next stop on our solar system tour, Mars, the red planet. Mars has always captured our imagination with its reddish hue and the possibility of life. Let's see what this intriguing planet has in store for us. Mars is smaller than Earth, with a diameter of 6,779 kilometers. Its mass is also significantly less than Earth's, at about 0.64171 times 10 to the power of 24 kilograms. It orbits the Sun at a distance of 225 million kilometers, which is farther out than Earth. A day on Mars is slightly longer than an Earth day, lasting 24 hours and 39 minutes. However, a year on Mars is much longer, taking about 687 Earth days to complete one orbit around the Sun. Mars is a cold planet, with surface temperatures ranging from a chilly 5 degrees Celsius to a frigid 87 degrees Celsius. Its atmosphere is thin, primarily composed of carbon dioxide, similar to Venus but much less dense. Now, prepare to be amazed. We are heading into the realm of the gas giants, and first up is the mighty Jupiter. It's the largest planet in our solar system, so big that you could fit all the other planets inside it more than twice over. Let's dive in and discover more about this colossal world.
Jupiter is truly the king of the planets. Its diameter is a massive 1,39,822 kilometers. That's more than 11 times the diameter of Earth. And its mass, a mind-boggling 1.898 times 10 to the power of 27 kilograms. That's 2.5 times the mass of all the other planets combined. Jupiter orbits the Sun at a distance of 778 million kilometers. Even though it's so huge, Jupiter spins incredibly fast. A day on Jupiter lasts only about 9 hours. But its year is much longer, taking almost 12 Earth years to complete one orbit around the Sun. Remember, Jupiter is a gas giant, mainly made up of hydrogen and helium. It doesn't have a solid surface like Earth. Get ready to be dazzled. Next up is Saturn, often called the jewel of the solar system because of its breathtaking rings. Let's explore this magnificent planet and its stunning rings. Saturn is another gas giant, and it's the second largest planet in our solar system. Its diameter is a whopping 1,16,464 kilometers, which is almost 10 times wider than Earth. Its mass is about 5.68 times 10 to the power of 26 kilograms. Saturn orbits the Sun at a distance of 1.42 billion kilometers, that's really far out. Like Jupiter, Saturn also spins quickly. A day on Saturn lasts only about 10 hours and 33 minutes. But its year is super long, it takes almost 30 Earth years to go around the Sun once. Saturn is mostly made up of hydrogen and helium, just like Jupiter. But what makes Saturn truly special are its magnificent rings, made up of countless icy particles, ranging in size from tiny dust grains to giant boulders.
Now we venture even further into the outer solar system, to the realm of the ice giants. First up is Uranus, a planet that's tilted on its side. Let's see what other surprises this icy giant has in store for us. Uranus is an ice giant, meaning it's much colder and has a different composition than the gas giants we've seen so far. Its diameter is 51,118 kilometers, making it about 4 times wider than Earth. It's also quite massive, with a mass of about 8.68 times 10 to the power of 25 kilograms. Uranus is really far away from the Sun, orbiting at a distance of 2.87 billion kilometers. A day on Uranus is shorter than an Earth day, lasting only about 17 hours and 14 minutes. But its year is incredibly long, taking about 84 Earth years to complete one orbit around the Sun. Uranus is mostly made up of hydrogen and helium, but it also has methane in its atmosphere, which gives it that beautiful bluish-green color. And remember, Uranus is tilted on its side. This means its poles experience extreme seasons, with each pole getting about 42 years of continuous sunlight followed by 42 years of darkness. Our final stop in the outer solar system is Neptune, the other ice giant and the farthest planet from the Sun. Neptune is known for its striking blue color. Let's find out what else makes this distant world so fascinating. Neptune is the smallest of the ice giants, but it's still a massive planet. Stopwatch is equal to 400, its diameter is 49,244 kilometers, which is about 4 times wider than Earth. Stopwatch is equal to 800, it has a mass of about 1.0 to 4 times 10 to the power of 26 kilograms. Stopwatch is equal to 400, Neptune is the most distant planet from the Sun, orbiting at a staggering 4.5 billion kilometers away. Stopwatch is equal to 400, that also makes it very far from Earth, at about 4.3 billion kilometers. Stopwatch is equal to 400, a day on Neptune is a bit shorter than on Earth, lasting about 16 hours and 6 minutes. Stopwatch is equal to 400, but a year on Neptune? Get ready for this, it takes a whopping 165 Earth years to complete one orbit around the Sun. Stopwatch is equal to 800. Like Uranus, Neptune's atmosphere is mostly hydrogen and helium, with some methane giving it that vibrant blue color. Stopwatch is equal to 400. Neptune is also known for having the strongest winds in the solar system, with speeds reaching over 2,000 kilometers per hour. Stopwatch is equal to 400.